Well, folks, it's getting to the chilly temperatures up here in New York in the single digits, low teens, and of course we're getting a lot of snow tires for one and heater complaints. So we've got an 05 Buick here that's got the big 3.8, little to no heat, and well, his snow tires are fine, but his complaint is little to no heat. So we're gonna do our typical thermostat. He requested the global universal, all makes all models antifreeze, and flush the heater core. Plus, I noticed when I test drove it that the blower motor is terrible. It shakes like crazy, must have some stuff in it. So we'll clean the leaves out of that and then get the heater core flushed out, throw a thermostat in, and it should be good to go. Apparently when he bought this car, he had the deck cooled taken out of his brother told him or something, so they filled it up with this global antifreeze, so he just requested that I put that back in it. So typically I don't use anything universal, you know, as far as fluids go. So first thing first, we're gonna be under here making a little bit of a mess. We don't want to get antifreeze all over his belt because it'll make him squawk like crazy. So we're just gonna avoid that little mishap by taking the belt off. I just marked the direction on it, so we put it back the way it was, or at least the correct side facing out. Make sure you draw yourself a little diagram of how that sucker goes if you don't have one. I threw a couple cookie sheets underneath there, some baking pans. I'm gonna pop this lower radiator hose off here. I don't know where the petcock is on the radiator. I don't see it right away. So I'm just gonna unhook the radiator hose, move the clamp off from it, get a hold of that thing a little better. There we go. I just slid it up onto the inlet here for the water pump, and I'm just gonna pull the hose off. Looks like there's still quite a bit of deck coolant. That looks pretty orange to me. We make sure we're somewhat hitting our bucket. Here we are, like 90% of it. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna lower this hose down. Let gravity can do its thing. Take the lid off the radiator. There's that. We'll suck out the overflow there too when we're all done. I just want to give this the best chance I had to drain most of it out of there. Let's see. Our heater core, as far as flushing it, we're probably going to do it right here at these hoses. Would be our best bet. I think, yeah, this has already had the aluminum elbows put in the intake. So that's good. That's a major leak point on these. Let's take and pop our thermostat out of there first. Leave the hose hooked right to it. Better grab a bigger ugga-dugga gun, fella. That's just a little 20 volt jobby, or 12 volt rather. They're not very powerful whatsoever. There's that. So that's all you gotta do to do the thermostat on a 3/8. Let's get something to pull that out of there with. Pair of lights good. Now she's draining, boys. So there's that. So pretty easy to do. Leave that out for a minute while it gurgles down. Let's take and get the heater hoses unhooked. Well, those are pretty easy also. They're right behind the alternator. We're just going to slide the clamps up off of them. Maybe. There's that one. Get it spun around and get a hold of it. Oh, you stick pot. There's that. Might get a hose pick so we don't ruin them. Let's see if we can't get a hose pick underneath them. Okay, so there's one. Let me get a longer hose pick here. We'll reach in from this direction. Can't start wiggling underneath it there. Just gotta break that seal. There you go, that should be good. And there we are, yes sir. Time to bust out the flush gun. Alright, we're gonna blast that heater core out the best that we can. Gonna make a little bit of a mess. We're gonna go one direction and then the other. So we wanna stick this down. Yep, hose here. Hopefully where it isn't gonna blast us. We're gonna blow the air out of it, or blow the coolant out of it that's currently in it. Okay. Then we're gonna start agitating it with water and air. Gonna have to hang on to that fella. Switch to just air, and now we're going to go the other direction. Set this down where it's not going to get us. This hose is a little bit smaller. One more the other way, and then we should be good. Definitely tell when you start blowing through it now, once you've gone both ways, it doesn't build near as much pressure going back. So we definitely remove some restriction for sure. Now I've got water flow 100%. Alright, so I'm blow the water out of there. We should be good to go now, folks. Now let's clean up our mess. Make sure if you're doing that, if you're using one of those, turn your air pressure down. I only run about 30 psi of air pressure, which is probably still a little too much. Same thing with the garden hose. You know, I run that at a pretty low volume. Let me get a rag here. We'll blow the rest of that coolant out of the lot. We hitting it? Oh yeah, we're hitting it. We're good. now. Got most of the antifreeze out that we can get out. And clean off the up here on the thermostat housing. I better get a scraper for that. That has a little bit of corrosion on it. All right, so that's good there. We're not quite gonna put the thermostat in yet. I like to fill them up with coolant right till they hit the thermostat. It saves a lot of bleeding on these. Let's empty out the overflow jug. We can hook these back up where they belong. Stick that heater hose. Hey, it's that guy right there. That one right there, we'll get the clamps on. I'm gonna get the vacuum, oh, sucky doodad, we'll clean that out. That looks a little sludgy. Oh yes, sir. It's got some sludge in the bottom. Want to make sure the line coming from the radiator over is not plugged up. Nope, doesn't appear to be. We'll give that one more. What for here? That should be good to go now. Just had some gritty stuff in the bottom. The only thing worse than Dex Cool is Dex Cool when you mix it with something. That's real bad. Okay, that looks good now. And then I think, just for poop and laughter, being that we've got the lower hose off here, I think I'm going to take and pinch off this upper hose. We're just going to blast out the radiator just to be on the safe side. Pinch that off with a pair of hose pinch pliers and stick it down here just in case. And then we'll go right here in the radiator neck, just kind of agitate that, make sure there's no junk sitting in the bottom of the radiator. That's nice on that side. I'm wondering though, we probably should blow it from this hose here. Kind of try to blow it through the cores a little bit. Radiator is almost impossible to flush. But if there's junk sitting in the bottom, that's kind of all we were after. Let's pop that hose off. It's probably getting corroded around here anyways, truth be told. They usually are. Well, this one doesn't feel that bad. Usually these are super corroded. So let's see, radiator cap's back on it. You don't want to do that. You have a nice little fountain. So I'll just stick this on the hose here. We'll give her full beans. Going to be good. Good enough anyways, right? Car had virtually no heat when it came in, so it should be a lot better than it was. I'm going to blow my water back off here. We'll start putting this thing together. We're going to fill it up with the global coolant. So this is just universal, all makes, all models. This was at customer request. Will you grab me a funnel, Josh, please? So I fill them right at the intake. So make sure you put your lower hose on, your heater hoses are back on, and then just fill it till it hits the bottom of the thermostat. The thermostat we bought does have a jiggle pin, but this takes all the guesswork out of it. You know, do you have any air in the system? And, you know, is it coming through the jiggle pin and whatnot? Let's wipe this out real quick here. So this way here, you know the block's full. It's filled right up to the thermostat, and you don't have to worry about it. You can do this alternatively too through the radiator and leave the thermostat out and just, you know, fill it till this gets full, which we might do. It just takes a little while. I just gotta wait for it to kind of all bleed down and just keep going until it achieves its levelness, I guess, or the level you're looking for. We're getting close. I heard it gurgle there a little bit, so I'm coming through the radiator. Oh, there she is, boys. Got her right up to the edge. So that's about 1.5 gallons-ish, almost a little over 1.5 gallons probably. So we're gonna take our thermostat. Like I said, it does have a jiggle pin in it, which allows the air to come out. We'll put our O-ring around our thermostat here. Flat side up, tapered side down. Stick that baby right there. Stick that on there, and we'll stick a couple bolts in it. All right, grab the torque wrench. One clickety clack is the torque spec. Put this radiator hose back on it. Slip our clamp back on. Be sure to line your clamp up in case you take it to the car show. You don't want points deducted for improperly aligned clamp. I forgot which way it went. Must have been down here. Now, they'll just have to lose points, I guess. And we'll finish filling it up. Grab an 8, put that down, and then go grab your 7. Crack the bleeder loose here. And then we'll continue to fill it. We're just about out of coolant here. I bought 2 gallons for it. So we're gonna let this continue to kind of bleed out on its own. Like I say, we know we're at the thermostat level, so we're not worried about you know, locking it full of air or anything like that. These Buicks typically don't have issues bleeding anyways, in my experience. Before we do that, we do need to see what's in this blower motor. All right, this one does not have the cabin air filter, so we can look directly into the blower motor, kind of. That thing was vibrating like crazy. Let me get a mirror. Let's see what we can see. It doesn't take much to make these things vibrate, folks. Oh yeah, he's got a few little... Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that in the mirror or not, but he definitely has some leaves and junk in there. Sometimes they get sucked through and they just blow out the dash. I don't know if we'll be able to snake a vacuum down in there or not. We'll give it a try. I think we can do it. Out so you can just reach. I couldn't reach in with the long nozzle on there, but you know, just the small end of the shop vacuum, spin the blower right around and sucked all the junk out of it. Contact. Oh, it's a 3.8. Contact. pushes all the air out. Like I say, filling it up to where it hits the thermostat, fine. You just burp it a couple times here at the top of the thermostat. It takes about, well, this one took 2 gallons right out of the money. And then as you increase the RPMs, you know, it draws the reservoir down, and then any air, once you allow off the throttle, kind of burps back up through. And then you'll see where it was just an exchange of liquid, and then all the air is out of it, and you're good to go. So we're gonna let it warm up, take it for a rip, see if it has any heat on the inside now. Should be getting there as far as warmed up. I don't know if the thermostat's opened yet or not. Probably not. Hasn't been that long. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's warmer in here. This is getting up there. Oh, I gotta move the seat. I can't fit. Broke rule number 1. Never move the seat. But I already broke rule number 2. Before that, I rolled the window down a little. And on an older GM, never touch that window. Or Ford or Chrysler. Or anything, really. Alright, let's see. We're going to get her warmed up. Stick this baby so it doesn't tip over. We're at $1.25 right now, 125 coolant temp. Still got a little ways to go on the gauge. I just got it in the center vent. Oh, let's make sure it doesn't. Oh, way better. So before this thing, if it sounded like the dashboard is getting ready to shake out of it, or you guys probably can't see because of the glare. It's chilly out today too. You guys can't see it. So about 155. She's up to full temp. Just heading back to the shop. Oh, my thermostat thing here turned off. My thermometer. Yeah, 154. So it kind of fluctuates between 155, 160 when the thermostat's ready to open. Uncomfortably warm, we'll say. That's way better. He's gonna love that probably more than anything, I think. That thing was vibrating so bad it was obnoxious. Besides having no heat, it was obnoxious. All right, folks, that's it for the Buick. We got good heat coming out of the dash, and you know, got all the junk out of his radiator and out of the heater core. Now, I know some people give me gripes, you know, saying I give mechanics a bad name because we're in business to change heater cores, not flush them out. And I 100% agree. Changing a heater core is way more profitable than, you know, the half hour it takes to blast one out. At least in this case, because we're already doing some other stuff, so it was easy. However, I give the customers the benefit of the doubt. A, I don't like changing the heater cores, and B, you know, this flush job might outlast the customer in some cases, or the car in other cases. In the PRNY, cars don't last very long. And if we can flush it and the guy gets a couple more years out of it, most of them are rotted in half, or some cases of old Buick drivers, well, you know, things happen, folks. So that's how I do that. Now, I won't flush them year after year after year, because there comes a point where, all right, customer, we've been nursing this thing and you're getting no heat and we're getting very little improvement by flushing it out. So at that point, it's time to put a heater core in it. And there's some cases where I'll try to flush them, but it's a one-time deal only. Like Chryslers, forget about it. You know, you can do it, a little bit of success, but usually they're plugged right back up almost immediately. So there's certain ones I have a tendency to say, no, we just need to put a heater core in it, just from experience. So the other thing I know from experience is that you guys like going in that comment section. You like leaving the questions, the comments. You'll find us on the Insta, the Facebook, your subscribe button pushing, bell ringing, son of a guns. So go down there and do that. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.